All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Aquath who may be listening. All right, this is your brother Batakallah from the GMS camp here in Chicago. Coming back at you with another lesson, and Lord willing, this will be quick and edifying. All right, this lesson is titled Jake is Waking Up. We don't have much time left here. All right, and the elder brother sent me a video yesterday. And it was of this brother. He appeared to be he was a Southern Kingdom Jake. At least he appeared to be one. And he was talking about, in the video he said that like the Lord tore his life down and then told him to build it back up right. But the thing that was heavy about the video was that he mentioned the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And this Jake, just a nigga in the world, at least that's what he looked like. I don't know the brother, so I can't speak to it. But nonetheless, he was speaking in the correct name of the Lord. As you know, these other camps, they don't call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They call on Jebus. So it was beautiful to see a brother, proclaiming, what he was saying in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And, for the record, Lord willing, I hope that brother gets his mind right, fully repents, and hopefully that brother will receive salvation. But the point of the lesson is that, these are signs that we're getting closer and closer. You got Jakes that's not really, at least to my knowledge, not really doing the work, not really in the camp, but they know that he knows the name of the Lord. He's proclaiming that, on his social media platform, and everybody's going to see that, just like all these Jakes see all the lessons, and etc. But Jake is these Jakes, even these Jakes in the world, and like I said, hopefully the brother receives salvation. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But even these Jakes in the world are starting to call on the name of the Lord, and that means that they're waking up to the things that have been done to us, and they're waking up to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai first and foremost. But like I said, who knows if they'll follow through with it or not. But we're gonna get these precepts, Lord willing, to be edifying, because it's still a heavy sign. This is Proverbs 30:4. It says, "Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?" So this is letting you know that the name of the Lord is not something that would be a known thing in this time. All right. A lot of people don't know the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now, in the past, people knew the Lord's name because a lot of mighty works was happening, a lot of miraculous works was happening, and it was in that time, so people knew who the Lord was. When the Lord destroyed Egypt, people knew who that was. They knew who did it. All right, and various other examples. Various other examples of things that happened throughout history. If you read Judith, the 5th chapter, they tell you that these heathens know that when the Lord is on our side, that they can't defeat us. All right, because they understood, and these heathens still understand who Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is. It's Jake that don't fucking get it, man. All right, but these people, the Lord's name has been brought back into the earth, and that's a heavy thing. All right, this is verse 5. It says, "Every word of Yahweh is pure. He is a shield unto him that put their trust in him." All right, and one of the first steps, or the first things when you're putting your trust in the Lord and you're coming into this truth is learning the Lord's name, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, learning that Yahushai is the son of Yahweh and our Savior and salvation. All right, these are things that you learn right when you come in this truth. These are pillars of our faith, the foundation of our faith. All right, so when you got regular Jakes on the street getting on the internet and saying this, this is a sign that Esau is losing real bad, man, real bad. And like I said, whether this brother makes it or not, his outlook on life and the way he looks at these devils and all of this shit going on around him is going to be changed forever. And either he'll get right or you know something else. But nonetheless, the Lord's name is in the earth, man. Period. And even niggas that you think don't know it, they know what the Lord's name is. And whether they're doing what they need to do to for the Lord to answer their calls is a different matter. But it's still heavy. All right, this is Matthew, and this, when people hear the name of the Lord, even if the person that they hear the name from is not valid, they will do more research, and hey, they might find the brothers, man. You never know. But this is Matthew 22:14. It says, "For many are called, but few are chosen." So to reinforce that point, just because you know Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's name doesn't mean that you're going to receive salvation automatically. It's not a ticket onto a chariot, but it's a big step, in the journey to repentance, the journey to doing this work, the journey to salvation, Lord willing, the journey to building your faith. All right, you have to know the Lord's name first before any of those things can become a factor in your life, man. All right, and like I said, for regular Jakes that's not really doing this work, to be calling on that name, that's bad news for these devils, man. All right. This is Genesis 49:9. It says, "Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He crouched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?" See, we are mighty people. All right, now this is speaking of the tribe of Judah in particular, but all of the Israelites are mighty people. All right, and we're all in a low estate right now. But the Lord is putting a spirit in the earth and is raising us up and before the eyes of our enemy. First and foremost, the men of the Lord, starting with Apostle Tahar on down. But even these regular, these 2/3 niggas that's in the world are being raised up to a certain level that's above the level we were on, throughout the other phases of this captivity. All right. And, what's going to rouse these Jakes up even more is the knowledge of this truth. Not saying that they are all going to follow suit in the truth, but like I mentioned earlier, you hear certain things and you're made aware of certain things, and your whole outlook on life changes, whether you are somebody that's going to receive salvation or not. A lot of these Jakes are going to hear this truth and hear this word, and the spirit of a crash out is going to take over their body, and they're going to go and they're going to be spirits created for vengeance for these devils. All right, I got another precept. This is Sirach 39:28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." And guess what? That's what a lot of these Jakes are going to be. When this shit pop off, it's going to be race riots, race wars, and all people going against the government and all that. And Jake is going to be the main one, that's going to be stirring shit up out here. Because you look at shit now, and these police already have a hard time dealing with one nigga, man. They got to call 5-10 officers to hold one nigga down and put him in the truck. Okay. Once all these Jakes start uniting and the Lord puts that spirit on these niggas to unite against these devils, it's going to be ugly out here. All right. And hey, guess what? Even the men of the Lord are spirits created for vengeance, because, those who receive salvation are going to be the ones that are putting these devils, especially you elites of this society. We're going to be the instruments that the Lord carries out his vengeance with on you niggas, man. First round draft picks for slavery in the kingdom. All you 2/3 that's wicked, y'all going to get it too. All right. But hey, the Lord is merciful, and the Lord is going to allow a lot of these 2/3 to put their hands on Esau on this side as well, man. But yeah, these 2/3 are slated for destruction. They'll be going through hardships, but the Lord is still going to allow a lot of these 2/3 to get their pound of flesh from Esau on this side as well, man. All right, so hey, man, this truth is going out. We got to keep doing what we're doing. That's why doing our lessons is important. That's why going out and teaching is important, because that's how this word is getting out through the earth. First and foremost, it's the Lord's will. All right, but the Lord is using his men to put this word out there, and all these Jakes hear it, man. And the ones that get right, holloway y'all. The ones that don't get right, we just going to see them on the other side, man. All right. But the job that we doing is not in vain, and we're not finished. We still got work to do, so we got to keep going. So with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim, and if you walk while you may be listening. And Lord,